Hi guys, I haven't done a video before. I haven't really needed to or wanted to, but I decided this one needed to be made. I had a client come into my studio today and she wanted me to wire wrap a crystal that she had brought in, and she wanted me to put it on a cord for her and turn it into a necklace, which I'm happy to do. We talked about wire options, we talked about cording options, everything from silk to leather to just a cotton, something simple. My quote to her on the price was $15 to $20 depending on the materials. I even offered to do it for her while she waited because it's not a hard thing to do. And she balked at the price, and when I asked her what she thought was appropriate, she said, well, I was thinking like $1. I said, well, I can't do that for you, but you can certainly try asking around. You're not going to get anything from an artist for $1. You're certainly not going to get a custom piece for $1. And I want to explain why, for people who wonder, why is it so much money if you buy something that has been produced by hand instead of in mass? So I'm going to walk you through what it took to make these little earrings right here. See them? There's an ear wire. Sorry if it's not focusing. An ear wire and 3 beads hanging on a head pin. I mean, it's simple, right? However, when you start thinking about all the components that go into making this, if you were to make those on your own, you would have to buy the package of ear wires. Now, I buy them in packages of 100 in bulk because it's much cheaper to get them from a wholesaler. But you still have to buy that whole package just to get 2 ear wires. So I bought that for $15. I had to buy a package of at least 100 head pins because that's how they come. It's silly to buy 1 or 2 at a time. A package of 100 runs about $5 unless you're buying cheap wire, which I'm not, because I don't want your stuff to fall apart or to have the outside flake off. And then I have 2 different colored beads, which means I bought 2 different strands or packages of beads. And let's say I bought cheap beads and they were $3 a strand. That alone, we are up to $26 in materials. Now, I admit, I only used 2, so I have 98 of those ear wires left, and I can factor in that it is much less per pair of earrings in this material, in this set. I get that the cost to me is much less than $26. However, let's also talk about tools. I know you can't really see them. I'm going to try and turn my stand here so that you can see my table. Now, yes, it's a mess. It is a hot mess. But do you see all of these tools? Every pair of pliers here serves a different purpose. And I realize you're looking at this saying, that's a lot of pliers. How much could it possibly take to make what you made? Well, I'm glad you asked, because when I put the beads on the wire, it was a straight pin up and down, and I had to put them on. In fact, I'm just going to grab a bead right now, and I'm going to show you just how many it took. So I put the bead on, but then I needed to make a loop at the top. So I grabbed my round nose and I made it this way. But I can't just use that, and I need I'm going to use my needle nose because my flat nose, because my needle nose are being used. They're over here. This is what I'm looking for, right there. So I'm going to make a loop. I've got 2 right now, 2 pliers. I'm going to do this real quick. I'm not going to finish it properly because, well, yeah, I will. I can't help it. I have to. So there's 2. I'm going to move all my other ones. Now I need to trim this wire. So here's another set. So now I've trimmed my wire, and I happen to have an earring finding right here. And the tool to make this happen is yet another set of pliers, because we want to use the proper tool for the job so we don't distort it, because then it's going to fall apart and you won't like that. Okay, so there we go. This is what I've made right here. Very simple, very basic. 1 bead, 4 pliers. Now you can get cheap pliers at the dollar store, that's true, but this is my job and I do this all the time. Day in, day out, week after week, month after month, year after year. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I don't have dollar store pliers. I have some Lindstrom pliers, and I have pliers at Europunch pliers. I've got pliers, I don't even remember what brand they are. I would say on average, the pliers cost at least $15. Some of them, like the Lindstrom, cost about $45. But they have lasted me over a decade. So, good pliers. But if you were to try and do this at home, and you just went out and bought the cheap pliers, well, this is a specific one, a loop closing plier. You have to order it online, and it's roughly $16 or $17. So on average, you've got $15 a piece. At 4, you've got $60 invested in your pliers. And then you had to buy all the extra things. So this is why you can't just walk into an artist's studio and say, well, I was thinking you could make it for $1. Nope, not gonna happen. You got to give us some respect and understand that we have put much more into this than just the little bit of time and the little bit of resources that you see into your piece of jewelry. It's more than that. And we haven't even talked about the studio and the furniture in it and everything else that makes this happen. So we love what we do. I love making these. I love my jewelry. I love my art. I love to have you come in. Just know that you're not going to get a custom piece of jewelry for $1. Also know that when you buy a piece of jewelry or a piece of art from an artist, this is our job. This is what we do. This helps pay bills. This helps buy school supplies. This helps put shoes on feet. It's legit, people. This is what we do, and we love it. I don't want to scare you away. I just want you to know why it can't be $1. Okay, have a good day.